Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello dear friends, last week we have discussed about the sustainable development goals, its brief history, its background, its evolution and its further agenda for 2030 agenda. So, and what are the different 17 SDGs and what are their priorities and what are the targets and sub targets are that we have discussed. So, actually I have got some of the case studies based on these SDGs, but I am not taking the lecture on that, but I will be providing you as the learning material. Okay. So, today we will be discussing about the ESD, that is Education for Sustainable Developments. So, let us explain the term Education for Sustainable Development and its role in 2030 agenda of Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. So, let us see. So, Education for Sustainable Development provides valuable framework and methodology for achieving the goal of quality education for all as stated in SDG 4. So, all of us we have already discussed that SDG 4 is that relates to quality education, inclusive education, equal opportunity for all kinds of things under this SDG 4 quality education, then ESD comes under SDG 4. So, that is the education for sustainable development and it has already been declared by UNESCO that ESD is the key tool, education for sustainable development. ESD is the key tool to spread the awareness, to help the people in achieving that other 16 SDGs. Hence, ESD has to play a key role in disseminating the information, in enhancing the awareness of people and public and motivating them towards adopting a sustainable lifestyle, sustainable consumption, sustainable production, all kinds of things. So, with regard to education policy implementation, governance and our social values, ethics, all kinds of principles and social guidelines are also to be followed by the ESD approach. Okay. That means, ESD is there as a weapon, as a tool, as a technique to disseminate information, to create awareness among the public and to change the mindset of the people towards the sustainability. But that means, how in our mind, in our thought, in our life, in our habits, in our behavior we adopt that sustainability approach. So, it is a paradigm shift. We have already discussed it is a paradigm shift in our mindset, in our thought process, in collective consciousness, our individual consciousness as well as the community consciousness, how to bring that shift, that transformation in the society. So, that can only be possible through ESD, that is education, through education. So, as a means of implementation, education is an important tool to support the achievement of these sustainable development goal. It has already been acknowledged by UNESCO, it has already been acknowledged by every country, every government, etc. That means how, but here education plays a major role. Then how ESD can be implemented? It has to be implemented through education policies, educational environment, educational ecosystem, educational content, educational curriculum, everything. So, how it should be? So, how to bring that change, that reform, that in our education domain, education system and educational level, starting from the grassroots level to the higher level of education, research, etc. How this ESD can be introduced to, how ESD can be developed, how ESD can be nurtured within the framework of education and educational policy. Therefore, it is called that education will be the linchpin of the sustainable development agenda, which whose success relies on individuals throughout their lifetime acquiring relevant knowledge and developing positive attitude to address the global challenges. So, ESD can only address the global challenges starting from climate change to unemployment problems, to conflict, to cross border terrorism, all kinds of things. ESD can only address all kinds of global challenges. So, that is why you can say ESD is considered as the linchpin of, or you can a key tool or key weapon or key strategy to achieve this sustainable development agenda. Okay. So, which depends not only on the individual sustainable lifestyle of our citizens, but our society, our global society, our community throughout our lifetime. It is like a continuous learning process. It is like developing a positive, sustainable learning habits of mind. It's like developing sustainable behavior, sustainable thought process, sustainable attitude, sustainable aptitude, all kinds of things. That means we can think, feel and breathe sustainability. So, that should be because it is not only teaching or educating or sharing the information, but you have to be consciously modify our behavior. We have to consciously adopt, we have to immerse in that lifestyle, that aptitude and the attitude and the behavior thing. So, that is why how this transformation can be achieved through ESD. So that we can achieve all the 17 SDGs, all the 17 SDGs for every country in the global context. So, now it is already mentioned in UNESCO portal that SDG target 4.7, that is under SDG 4, that is which is ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Under these SDG 4, the target 4.7 relates to education for sustainability and global citizenship. That means, being the global citizen, how should we behave, how should we conduct ourselves to maintain that sustainability throughout our lifespan, in the society, in the global context, in the workplace, in the family, in the personal space, everywhere. So, that the agenda is that target 4.7 ESD for sustainability and global citizenship. Under this, the targets are by 2030, UNESCO has given the declaration in the agreement that by 2030 ensure that all the learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote the sustainable development. That means, in order to achieve the complete sustainable development in our society, in our individual lifespan, etc. So, that means we have to ensure that by 2030 all the learners across the age limit, across the level, across the domain, across the country, they should adopt this kind of sustainability approach in their life by learning new skills and competencies, because in order to be sustainable, we have to definitely develop new skills, new competencies, not just technical skills, technological skills, but other kinds of skills and competencies. So, the learners, they are required to acquire the knowledge and the skills needed to promote the sustainable development in the country, including among others through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyle. So, it is not for only the job prospect, is not just for your domain knowledge and in a particular career or career span or in a particular career subject, but besides that, how to develop sustainable education, sustainable lifestyle, sustainable habits of mind, sustainable thought process, sustainable and ultimately our goal is again community well-being and happiness. So, and similar for achieving all these things, we have to be also very careful about, cautious about some of the critical issues in our social life, like for example, human rights is a very crucial issue. Human rights, gender equality, promotion of the culture of peace, non-violence, global citizenship. That means, we are accountable, we are responsible not just for our own country, but for the planet Earth, total planet Earth. So, that is why we post globalization, all of us, we are the global citizens. Hence, we have to think of not only our country, but a total planet, complete planet, or globally. We have to be culturally adaptive, socially sensible, we can say. So, we have to revisit, we have to change our cultural perspectives, we have to revisit and modify and revise our thought process, our norms, our policies, or the principles, principles to behave like a global citizens, to be a truly global citizen, and in appreciation of cultural diversity of the different countries, their culture, their cultural contributions, and even that means how to integrate all kinds of the diversities to leverage the diversity for our own benefit or our common benefit, that is the sustainable development for all, sustainable development, global sustainable development we can say. So, by this is the agenda of UNESCO by 2030, all the learners, all the stakeholders, all the participants who develop required skills, competency, not only knowledge, but required skills, competency, etc., not only to pursue their career, to be happy in their individual life, but also to serve others, that means to make the community, make the society globally global, that means the habitat more sustainable, then more sustainable and more affordable, more comfortable for all the stakeholders, for all the citizens, without destructing, without the depletion of the resources, and with the protection of resources, the restoration of the resources for the future generation as well. So, it is a complex, you can say it is a complex complex pattern, it is a complex domain where so many factors so many factors they interplay with each other, among each other. Like for example, the basic domains are economic perspective, social perspective, and environmental perspectives are there. So, these are the three main domain, but within these three domain framework, that means the people, planet, and prosperity. So, we have n number of activities, starting from education to health to business to entrepreneurship to governance to communication to so many things. So, all these aspects, all the activities, they interplay with each other every moment. So, it is a complex network, we can say it is a complex network of all kinds of human activities, achievements, aspiration, etc. So, in that particular context, how ESD can play a very important role, and to help and to facilitate, to reach out to every stakeholder and help them and empower them to take the decision towards the sustainable development. Economic viability, and a just society. Okay. So, here as we know that ESD, that means through sharing the information, disseminating the information, etc., it empowers, that means it is not that directly control or regulates the behavior of the individuals, rather empower them with knowledge, skill, and competency to take the informed decision, right decision, responsible action for maintaining that environmental integrity and environmental, that means healthy ecosystem, economic viability through to economic financial growth and prosperity, and a just society, that means a complete, that means a successful and happy and prosperous society. That is not only for the present, but for present and future generation as well. For the, that means not only we are leading the happy and prosperous life nowadays, but for the present, but for we are also thinking for the future. So, while respecting the cultural diversity. So, now in this context we are not going to disturb, no, are not going to hamper and obstruct any kind of the cultural issues and the factors, because now especially for a country like India, we have multiple languages, multiple cultural practices, rituals, belief system, etc. So, without disturbing, without disturbing and hampering or obstructing or damaging this cultural diversity, how we can maintain universality, how we can maintain that sustainable mindset to achieve others. That means how we can leverage that cultural diversity for our benefit. So, it's like a lifelong learning, okay, and it's a part of our quality education, not just the formal education, but informal education as well as the non-formal education. So, the thing is that why that means even though all of us we know, the purpose here is to streamline it, to customize it, to put it in the formal platform, so that consciously all of us we become aware. No, we have to do it. So, we have to put it in the curriculum framework, we have to blend it in the content. So, how ESD is going to be communicated to, is going to be taught and going to be given, going to be put in the curriculum and content of the education system. So, that is again major challenge. So, previously all of us in our school syllabus, college syllabus, environmental science, environmental education was a very component. But now this ESD sustainability is not just confined to only environmental awareness or environmental sustainability, is also economic viability, is also people prosperity, the social societies or people's prosperity, their happiness, their success, and to prepare peaceful and just society. So, yes, it has a multiple role. So, ESD is a holistic and transformational education. How to bring that change, 360-degree change in our society. So, ESD has to play a very major role, holistic role in that transformation process. So, ESD is a holistic and transformational education. That means, ESD is a tool to bring that complete transformation in the society. So, which addresses the learning content, outcomes, pedagogy and the learning environment. So, how ESD can bring this 360 transformation in our society? That means, by introducing it, by blending it in our content, in our outcome. That means, within the school curriculum, content, pedagogy, even in the teaching process, pedagogy, learning environment, everywhere, A to Z, everywhere, not only in the content, but an outcome, pedagogy, behavior, thought process, actions, everywhere, even in our personal and professional domains, professional aspects, peers. So, it has to be put through, it has to be it has to be practiced, it has to be upgraded, it has to be uplifted, it has to be implemented in such a way that it helps in achieving a really transformative society, a really sustainable society. Ultimately, here our thing not only that means our society from the not to make it as just society, peaceful society, but a sustainable society. That means, which can prosper irrespective of time. That means, that sustainable society, that means it is in the present, it is going to be there in the future generation. That means, society, that means a culture, a civilization, it can become a sustainable civilization, we can say. So, in history we have read about this Greek civilization, Sindh civilization, etc. But due to some or other reasons, these civilizations, they have all these civilizations have been perished. Now, it is our purpose here how to prepare a sustainable society which will not only survive, but it will also prosper in future. Okay. So, for countries and the communities that embrace the need to bring the quality education to all, the benefits are enormous. So, hence education is such a platform, education is the only tool through which this kind of prosperity can happen. So, and the countries and communities can embrace the need to bring quality education to all the benefits and neighbor. So, if any country as per the UNESCO guideline, they can modify, they can bring the quality education, they can achieve the quality education in their domain, their in the school education, in the higher education, in the professional education domain. So, definitely it can bring them enormous benefits to that country. So, improving the quality of education can provide an even more significant boost to economic growth than the simply increasing the attainment. So, education is not just informing us, guiding us, empowering us in only in information domain or in behavioral domain and in environmental domain, but also it helps us in financial domain, economic prosperity. It also brings economic prosperity, then makes our society very society very democratic society to be very very ethical society, sustainable society, with right values, morals, and the activities, and the in social relationship, interpersonal communication, interpersonal relationship, then with so that our people can develop all kinds of the positive mindset, not only positive mindset, positive characteristic strengths like sympathy, empathy, love, affection, gratitude, appreciation, sacrifice, then optimism, resilience, all these kind of positive attributes, characteristics can be built up among our citizens, so that our society can become a completely transformative society, a enlightened society, elite society, and sustainable society. So, as the countries achieve higher levels of education, they not only experience the economic growth, but also rapid increase in resource and energy usages. So, the more sustainable the society will be, the more happy and prosperous the people will be in the community. Definitely the progress will be enormous, progress in research and innovation, progress in technology, progress in communication, progress in business, progress in that means empowerment, in the sense that defense ability, that is to self defense ability, then the science and research, then the space research, all kinds of domain in research, domain creativity and innovation, they will definitely excel, because now they are happy, people are happy, people are at peace, and they focus all their energy and effort towards the positive goals, positive achievements for the country. So, they can explore many there can be rapid increase in the resources and energy uses also, like for example, they can explore many new things, for and restore it and save it for the future generation as well. So, not only we are leading a very happy life, but we will be also protecting safeguarding our future generation and make them comfortable and happy in future also. So, that is, we are not working for ourselves, but for we are also restoring, saving, and making the future of our children, future of our next generation a very healthy, happy, comfortable life also. So, we are also restoring the resources for them as well. So, education for sustainable development, therefore, it extends its scope to deal with the complex amalgamations of the issues relevant to environment, society and economy. So, as these are the primary three domains like environment, society and economy. So, within these three domains, there are also so many complex issues are there, complex issues, complex targets, objectives, goals. So, ESG takes care of all these things. So, when these three domains like environment, society and economy, they interact with each other, these are the three main drivers of sustainability. When they interact with each other, so n number of factors emerge, there is a constant interplay of n number of factors, some social factors with economical factors with environmental factors, as be it education, be it health, be it business, be it vigilance, be it whatever the kind of activity or job or workplace will be. These three domains, under these three domains, all the factors will interplay. So, ESG can only address it. ESG can only extend its scope to deal with all kinds of these complexities, all kinds of these complex interactions with all kinds, to deal with and to get the solution of all kinds of the conflicts, all kinds of the dilemmas, all kinds of the complex interactions, and to get the solutions. So, ESG prepares the people to cope with and to find the solution to problems and threaten the sustainability of the problems that threaten the sustainability of the planet. So, ESG can prepare the people to cope with. So, here our human resource will be empowered to learn so many new things like tolerance, to learn the new things like sustainable practices, tolerance, habits of mind, so that they not only they become conscious, but they can mitigate the problems, they can bring the solutions to so many problems that threatens our planet, that not only the climate and global warming and climate change, but also terrorism, but also conflicts, all kinds of the conflicts. So, ESG is the only tool which can resolve these issues. Okay. So, this has been already elaborately discussed in different conferences, organized by UNESCO from time to time. The Earth Summit also at Rio de Janeiro 1992 also, where issues regarding the sustainability of the planet were brought to the international discussion table. And similarly, later on also other in other conferences and world conferences and summits also, like summits also, this has been again discussed again and again and modified their strategies to achieve it. So, the World Summit on Sustainable Development held in Johannesburg 2002. So, where it was recognized that education has in fact the capacity to put sustainability concern at the center of learning context. Okay. So, that has been decided in 2002 in World Summit. And then at that conference, again governments agreed to reorient the national education system to a vision of sustainability that links economic well-being with respect to cultural diversity, the earth and its resources. So, in that conferences also governments have also commonly agreed to reorient, because as ESD plays a vital role, hence our education system should be robust enough to mitigate all these challenges, to face to resolve all these conflicts and dilemmas. So, all the countries they commonly agreed to reorient their education system by revising their policies and principles, with revisiting their systems again and again to modify it, and with a vision to adopt sustainability that links not only the environmental factors, but also economic well-being, prosperity and cultural diversity, also take care of the cultural diversity and building a peaceful society, as well as planet Earth and restoring its resources. So, these are this is a YouTube link is there, you can also go through for the details also. For in UNESCO portal, so many YouTube links are there. From time to time I am just giving you links, and you can also later on go through it. So, this is, you can say briefly you can elaborate on how the ESD plays a very important role, like starting from the plantation in case of the school children, to basic ESD approach like knowledge, values and the actions necessary for sustainable development. That means, we have to revisit our value system, our principles and social rules, regulations that are and actions to be taken for the necessary actions to be taken for the sustainable development. And again, now with the internet, explosion of the knowledge and information service, it's a knowledge society. Our economy is also primarily based on knowledge. So, it's a knowledge based economy. So, here knowledge, values and our practices or actions and practices, these three components play a very vital role, significant role in our making our planet more sustainable. Like for example, environmental education is one domain, cultural education is one domain, other related education, formal, non-formal, professional educations are there, tertiary educations are there. Then international understanding in education, global partnership, international understanding, global citizenship, these are also very important. Then energy education, how to generate energy, create energy, which is a very vital factor of our life system, our living system. Similarly, education for sustainable development, it start big. That means it plays a very important role within the domain of education or SDG 4. Okay. So, these are some of the things that are very relevant, starting from biodiversity to disaster prevention to waste management to other kinds of areas of study. So, now it has become all the domains, all the subjects are in the when we view sustainability or ESD as a platform. Such education for sustainable development is a platform, it's a common platform which incorporates, which includes all the subjects. There is no there is no boundary, that is rather it's more interdisciplinary, it's more transdisciplinary and it's more interactive and more inclusive in nature, that all the subjects are linked to other subjects. The science, physics can also be related to music, music can also be related to computer can also. So, it's all interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary subjects. So, which can totally integrate the whole thing and develop a holistic platform, starting from our grassroots level, school education, nursery and environmental consciousness, how to put it among the children from the KG 1 level to the research and professional level. So, that is this is the, and these all these SDGs are 17 SDGs are there like a life cycle, it is our learning cycle, it is a life cycle, which is that means it is in a way, it has been presented by UNESCO in a very compact and very customized way, so that all of us we can without getting diverted, without getting confused, we can focus our activities, our thoughts, our actions, etc. Directly with clarity into any of the SDG, and all these SDGs are also interrelated, that we can achieve it with our effort. So, whatever that is, let us make a habit, make a practice that whatever we do, even if we are going to the big bazaars for any kind of shopping, or buying the puja cloths, or whatever we are doing in our, even in our schools nowadays, we are also talking about green marketing, green shopping, and waste management, and green energy, all kinds of things. So, how to, that means how to minimize this pollution, how to minimize the carbon footprint, be it our education, be it our health, be it our consumption, be it our production, be it our air quality, be it our music, that means noise, whatever, in every domain it has to, we have to develop a consciousness, that means not only individual consciousness, personal consciousness, but also social consciousness within our community. So, for how to bring that social consciousness, collective consciousness among the people to be sustainable, to be to develop that habit, to be that means to bring that paradigm shift in our education system, in our living system, everywhere. So, now our government has already introduced the Swachh Bharat Abhijan, or you can say this even also the Digital India also encourages to some extent to to decrease, to reduce reduce the waste materials also, how to recycle it, recycle the waste materials, all kinds of things. These taking together, so it is a complex system of, it is not just confined to one activity or two activity, or only changing the policy structure, etc., but it is integrated, well integrated, and it happens in our day to day activities, and it has n number of n number of what we can say, that n number of activities are related to how. So, every time the more we think about it, the more we practice it, it evolves, it again new ideas, new things coming up to our mind, new innovations, new research also explores more opportunities and avenues for bringing that sustainability. So, now we can say very well that in our in Asian in the globally, even especially in Asian societies, Japan is well ahead in sustainability issues. Similarly, in European countries, the Scandinavian countries, and Switzerland, Finland, they are also well ahead in sustainability approach, achieving the sustainability and sustainable development goals. Similarly, American countries and etc. But it's only now the only setbacks are African countries, and African people are a little bit backward in the sense that because of lack of education and lack of resources, poverty, etc. So, that is many of the projects are also projects, and the people are also working in those countries. So, now to summarize it, now you can say improvement in the quality education, equitable access to that can have wide diversity of development benefits, then education policies, reform in the policies, reframing our policies now, policies and learning environment, facilitating the benefits of curriculum, that means curriculum content, teacher training, ESD based teacher training, ESD based curriculum, ESD based learning, developing learning material, all kinds of ESD based learning environment or ecosystem. So, all these things, that means in every step of our life it has to be put forth, it has to be put forward, it has to be practiced, it has to be advocated, it has to be established. So, the 17 SDGs serve as a comprehensive, far reaching, people centered set of universal transformative goals and targets with the aim of achieving this by quality globally by 2030. So, by 2030, how our quality education goal SDG 17 and SDG 4 and under this ESD, so how it can make possible, how can it make feasible to achieve as many as the 17 SDGs for India and all the other countries across the globe. So, quality education for sustainable development has the potential to bring that transformation to support the transformative learning and to bring about that fundamental change in our society. So, in the next class we will just further discuss about what are the key components, concepts, etc. Now I am concluding it. So, in the next class we will continue with this concept. Thank you.